Let me ask you something. How many people do you know who are scattered in their approach to life, trying to do everything, be everywhere, please everyone, and in the end, accomplishing nothing of significance? Most people live like leaves in the wind, blown from one distraction to the next, never planting their feet in the soil of focused intention. But the successful ones, they know a secret. They know that attention is today's most valuable currency. And just like money, you either invest it wisely or waste it. When you focus so hard that others think you've disappeared, you're not disappearing. You're showing up in the only place that matters, the arena where your dreams become reality. Think of a sculptor. He doesn't care about every chip of stone. He sees the masterpiece within. He focuses. And from that focus, greatness is born. When you disappear into your focus, magic happens. Obstacles become puzzles. Time becomes your ally. Money becomes a result, not a chase. See, most people fear this kind of focus. They're scared of missing out. But the truth? When you focus, you don't lose opportunities, you create them. And what about failure? Focused people understand failure is part of the process. Each setback is a stepping stone, each delay a lesson. And success, it's not a destination, it's a way of life. A focused life isn't about doing more, it's about doing what matters most. So how do you start? Get clear, decide what deserves your focus, then create boundaries. Say no to good so you can say yes to great. Build routines, protect your attention, design your day to make focused work the default. And most importantly, fall in love with the process, not just the outcome. Because when you focus deeply, you don't just get results, you get transformation. You don't just change your schedule, you change your life. So here's your challenge. Focus so hard that others think you've disappeared, and in doing so, finally appear where you truly belong. Let's talk about what happens when you truly focus, not just for a day, but as a way of life. First, your relationship with time transforms completely. Most people are slaves to time, always rushing, always behind. But when you focus on what truly matters, time starts working for you. Hours feel like minutes, weeks feel like progress, because focused action creates real results, not just activity. Time isn't your enemy, distraction is. When you say yes to everything, even 24 hours isn't enough. But when you focus, those same 24 hours become a laboratory for breakthroughs. Second, focus changes your relationship with obstacles. Most people see obstacles as stop signs, but focused people, they see detours, they adapt, they persist. They're like water flowing down a mountain. If there's a rock, water doesn't complain. It finds a way over, around, or through. When you focus deeply, you develop what I call obstacle immunity. Setbacks don't stop you. Criticism doesn't break you. Delays don't defeat you, because your vision is stronger than your circumstances. Third, your relationship with people transforms. Some fear that intense focus makes you cold or disconnected. The opposite is true. When you develop yourself, when you become excellent at your craft, you become more valuable to everyone around you. You inspire, you uplift, you lead by example. Think about it. The people we admire most weren't scattered. They were focused. They disappeared into their calling. And reappeared with something worth sharing. When you focus deeply, you stop being the person who complains and starts being the person others look to. You stop being a drain and start being a source. You don't disappear from life. You disappear into the life you were meant to live. And from there, everything changes. Let's talk about your relationship with money. Most people have a scarcity mindset. They believe there's not enough to go around. That money is a limited pie to be fought over. So they chase it desperately from one job to the next, from one side hustle to another, always hoping, rarely succeeding. But here's what focused people understand. Money flows to value, and value is created through focused effort over time. When you disappear into your craft, when you serve others with excellence, money becomes a byproduct, not the target. The scattered person jumps from trend to trend, but the focused person, they go deep, they commit, they master, and the world notices. Think about it. We pay people who solve problems, big problems, painful problems, urgent problems, and the people who solve them best are focused. They don't try to do everything. They do one thing really well. When you focus, you create value. When you create value, you attract wealth. You don't have to chase it anymore. It finds you. And here's the best part. As you grow your skills, your value grows. As your value grows, so does your impact, so does your income, so does your freedom. This is why focused effort beats scattered hustle every time. Let me be clear, money isn't evil. Money is a tool, and focused people know how to use it because they earned it by becoming someone valuable. So, if you're tired of struggling, if you're done chasing every trend, if you're ready to step into abundance, focus, building solve real problems, create undeniable value, because in a world full of noise, focused value cuts through. And when you cut through, so does your income. Let's talk about what focus does to your potential. Most people never find out what they're truly capable of. Why? Because they never focus long enough to unlock it. They dabble, they start and stop, they sample, but never go deep. And so their talents stay hidden, their gifts stay buried. Their greatness stays untapped. But when you focus, you begin to transform. You discover strengths you didn't know you had. You develop skills you never thought possible. You produce results that once felt out of reach. This isn't magic. This is focused, consistent effort over time. Every hour you pour into your purpose builds momentum. And that momentum, it changes everything. But most people never get there because they let fear run the show. Let's talk about the fears that kill focus. First, the fear of missing out. People worry that focusing on one thing means missing out on everything else. But here's the truth. When you focus, you don't miss opportunities, you create them. Second, saprateb, the fear of judgment. What will people think if I go all in? Here's the truth. People who judge your focus are usually the ones avoiding their own. The opinions that matter will respect your discipline. Third, the fear of failure. If I give it my all and fail, won't that hurt more? Yes, it might, but you'll grow more too, because every failure while focused teaches, and every lesson moves you forward. And finally, the fear for the fear of success. Strange as it sounds, many fear what happens if they actually win, what will change, what will be expected of them. But success isn't pressure. It's purpose. It's a platform to grow and serve at higher levels. These fears are normal, but they can't rule you. You have to choose something stronger, your vision. You have to trust that what's ahead of you is more meaningful than what you're leaving behind. So, if you want to know what you're truly capable of, focus long enough to find out. Now, let's get practical. How do you actually build the kind of focus that changes your life? Not for a moment, but for good. Step 1, get crystal clear on what deserves your attention. Most people fail at focus because they never decide what truly matters. If you try to focus on everything, you focus on nothing. Ask yourself, what work makes you lose track of time? What problems energize you instead of draining you? What goals, if achieved, would transform your life and others' lives? Pick 1 or 2, not 10. This is about depth, not scatter. Step 2, create boundaries that protect your focus. The world is full of distractions, notifications, noise, drama. You must actively defend your attention. Say no more often. Turn off alerts. Schedule deep work time. Choose your environment wisely. Every yes to a distraction is a no to your potential, and every no to distraction is a yes to your future. Step 3, build systems and rituals that support focus. Willpower fades. Routines last. Design your space. Plan your time. Start your work the same way each day to build momentum. Track your progress so you can see how far you've come. Make focused effort automatic. Make distraction inconvenient. Engineer your environment to help the future you win. Step 4, measure depth, not busyness. Most people count how many meetings they had, how many emails they sent. That's noise. You want to count breakthroughs, skills developed, problems solved, value created. Success doesn't come from activity, it comes from impact. And finally, step 5, be patient. Focused effort compounds over time. The seeds you plant today might take months to grow, but they will grow. Focus is a long game. The ones who win are the ones who stay in the game. So here's your blueprint. Get clear. Protect your time, build systems, measure what matters, stay patient. Do this and your focus won't just change your schedule, it will change your destiny. Let's bring it all together. What happens when you truly master the art of focus? What does life look like on the other side? First, you'll reclaim your time. No more feeling rushed, scattered, or constantly behind. You'll get more done in focused hours than others do in busy days. Your calendar will no longer control you. You'll control your calendar. Second, you'll discover abilities that surprise even you. The challenges that used to overwhelm you will become your training ground. You'll rise, you'll grow, you'll lead. Third, you'll attract opportunities and resources. People will come to you for your expertise. Doors will open because your name is associated with excellence. You won't need to beg for chances. They albati tars aldarsar albal. Fifianende find you. But say fourth, albatida, you'll feel peace, not because everything is easy, but because you're aligned. You're living your purpose. You're building something that matters. That kind of peace can't be faked, and it can't be taken away. Fifth, you'll inspire others. Your focus will become a light for those still stuck in noise. You'll be a voice of clarity in a world full of distraction. You'll lead not just with words, but with example. And most of all, loquor dai dotru per dosasin, but ketab kari, you live without regret because you didn't waste your time. You didn't bury your gifts. You didn't stay small out of fear. You focused, you grew, you built something that lasts. So here's your final challenge. Stop scattering your energy. Stop living like a leaf in the wind. Focus so hard that others think you've disappeared. And in doing so, appear exactly where you were meant to be. The world is waiting for what only you can bring, but it won't come from trying to do it all. It comes from doing what matters most with everything you've got. This is your time. Don't waste it. Focus and become unstoppable.